Hey guys, thanks for clicking on the video. We're going to talk a little Chiefs versus Seahawks. We just watched the game. We're getting ready to open some gifts with the family, but we want to give you some initial reactions. Just talk a little bit, Steve. What do you think about the game?
Man, it was nice to have a game that wasn't so close. I think it was pretty much in hand most of the game. Even early, I had no doubts. I think all Chiefs fans had no doubts that this was going to be a W. Patrick Mahomes looked good as usual. He had his two touchdown passes. He also had a rushing touchdown. You saw Travis Kelce get in the mix quite a bit. He had over 100 yards. And the big story from this here is the defense, man. The defense looked excellent. I think it just goes to show you, when you don't have 25 penalties on one drive, this team can
Yes.
stop somebody. And you saw it happen once today. I even posted on Twitter. I was like, guys, this drive right here, I think it's when they scored a field goal. They got a field goal out of that one.
At the end of the half.
I was like, this is a prime example of why you think this defense is bad because this is how teams are scoring points on them. It's flag after flag after flag. I would almost bet that the Seahawks had close to no net yardage on that drive, but still got 3 points. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, the story is the defense, man. I think everybody's been on Spags, and I don't think it's rightfully so. I think that this defense has looked pretty decent, and I think they showed it today.
Yeah. Well, Nick Bowden got snubbed for the Pro Bowl. That's ridiculous. But
Absolute joke.
he come out today and showed why everybody was wrong. You know what? The fans wasn't wrong. He was number one in fan voting, and then they're just going to snub him. So I think he had 17 total tackles today. An amazing game. I thought Willie Gay looked pretty good today. I actually thought the rookies on the outside, the corners looked really good. I know Williams got beat a few times, but McDuffie looked solid, man. Like he is just going to be locked down. I'm so glad we drafted him. Yeah, Brian Cook even played some really good minutes. We had a Juan Thornhill sighting. He actually stepped up today, got that pick. All calls by McDuffie's just locked down. Like that kid is so good. And we were talking about it before we turned the camera on. Right up there from Washington's where he went to college. So he probably was playing with a little bit more oomph today, I feel.
I mean, he definitely looked good. I thought Jalen Watson looked good as well. Joshua Williams had a couple good plays. And then Brian Cook, he flashed and had that big stop there. I think it was on a third down, possibly. Um, so, yeah, great day for the defense, man. So, uh,
Let's
just,
not forget George Karlaftis, man.
yeah, George had a sack
A
today,
sack.
and he also had a pass deflected on a third down
Yeah.
early in the game. So, big play by George. I think the defense just played with an intensity today. I think they're tired of the talk. And we were also kind of joking around, like, we noticed Colin Saunders didn't play this week, and he's been on Twitter, and the defense played excellent.
Right. So we were like, hey, is it Colin that's causing this? It's a joke. Don't come at us on Twitter, Colin.
He might.
He might.
He's definitely taken over the honey badger role of this team.
Yeah. But yeah, moving on to the offense. Pretty efficient, I'll say. Still not looking as good as we can think they're gonna be. But again, McCole Hardman didn't get on the field today. Kadarius Toney had that one catch for 8 yards and a touchdown. It was that little flip catch play. He looked good, juked right into the end zone, but he wasn't out there a whole lot. We didn't see Mahomes spread it around too much today. He played it very safe. They didn't really force it down the field much. When they did, Justin Watson's out there dropping passes.
He had a rough one.
He had a rough go at it today. But yeah, coming right out of the gate, dude, 3 straight passes and a 3 and out. And we were like, Andy Reid will not run the ball. They eventually come out in the second, possession and ran the ball a few times in a row, got the offense clicking, went right down the field. How many times does Andy them have to see that running the ball opens up the pass?
Right. I mean, it's still kind of disappointing. Pacheco still only had 14 carries in this game. I'd like to see him more in the 20 to 25 range. He was kind of battling probably that shoulder injury that he was listed for. Looked like it aggravated it at one point in the game. So, I mean, that could have something to do with it. But Pacheco's still just running hard and looking really good. He almost looks unstoppable out there.
Dude, that catch for 32.
Yeah, I mean, he flashes of Kareem Hunt, and we've been talking about that since he got drafted, and people starting to come around to it. He does kind of have a Kareem Hunt type vibe when he's out there. But I'm with you. I feel like the offense is still not at 100%. 24 points. It's hard to complain about 24 points in a game when your defense shows up.
Right.
But in a game where it's a shootout, that's not going to get it there. And the Chiefs have the ability to score 30 plus every game, and we haven't been seeing it lately. It seems kind of stagnant. But of course, all the blame goes to the defense. But people tend to overlook the offense kind of sputtering at times. But I thought overall the team looked good today. It was a good team win.
Yeah, I mean Patrick Mahomes, let's be honest, he don't have that true legit number one on this team. You could say right now it's Juju. But to be honest, his true number one is a tight end. It's
Mhm.
Travis Kelsey, 1,000%. If you can play physical, get Kelsey double teamed, it does make it tough on Mahomes. But I'm with you. Pacheco and all them coming on is making the load a little better. But 24 points in a Mahomes era offense is not much. Now you can say, hey, we're just being we've been babied. And it's true, but still that doesn't take away from the fact going forward 24 points may or may not cut it. Depends on a lot of the calls. You've seen the officials kind of stay out of our defensive way today, but on that one drive they've walked them down the field. So if you get to playing Joe Burrow or Josh Allen, how many walks down the field are they going to give
Right.
them?
And like I was going to say, even if this defense plays good, you're still going to give up 24 points to Buffalo or Cincinnati, more than likely with a good defensive showing because they're just that good of offenses. So our offense definitely has to get taken before the playoffs, in my opinion. But like I said, they're not at 100%. We don't have McCole back. Kadarius Toney's not back in a full form yet. I don't think he didn't get
Right.
all that many snaps today. So I think there's definitely more to come with that offense. Juju had another good game, pretty solid. I think he caught 3 or 4 targets. I like the fact that he's a good, reliable receiver target. You mentioned that he's probably the closest thing to a number one we have. Uh, Obviously, Kelsey's our number one, but Juju has that presence of kind of a blanket for Mahomes. Just throw him the ball on third down, and he's gonna catch it for
Hey,
you.
I just want to say congrats to Juju getting out of this game without an injury to the head.
Good Lord, they've been after him for
This
the
is the
last few weeks.
first non-head hunting game I think he's had in about 6
It got
weeks.
a little chippy out there, but I feel like Seattle, they didn't really play as dirty as these other
No,
teams have been
Seattle
doing.
played straight up. They played a lot of Madden ball today, but you can't blame them. They're playing for a playoff spot. Um, 7-7, still going for a playoff spot in the NFC. The NFC's just weak. We've
Yeah.
said that over and over again. So at 7-7, they were very much in the playoff hunt. Um, they were the number 10th ranked offense, and our defense basically shut them down today. And I think this has to get the haters off Spags back, at least for a few weeks. Let's see how this team starts to gel going into the playoffs. And let's lay off the Spags hate for a little bit, man.
Yeah.
These guys doing it with young guys out there.
Yeah, and not to mention the tackling is what made the difference. If you notice this week, that was the big difference maker. They were making tackles. And we've talked about this before. It's not necessarily a Spag system that causes a lot of this, it's missed tackles. Because there were several times today where, there was 4 to 5 people in position to make these tackles, but the first one was making it.
Right.
A lot of these other games were missing 1, 2, 3 tackles, giving up 10, 15 yards on the play. And that was a difference maker for me. I think that's why the defense looked much better than they have been.
Right. We were seeing corners step up today and hitting people on those little out routes, those little
Yeah.
screens. We see McDuffie come up and just drill somebody. Now, he did bounce off of him, but he got right back up. And as soon as he bounced off, 3 other guys had jumped on, and McDuffie actually got back to him and pulled him to the ground. And he tackled for a loss. So, yeah, I do believe like everybody, team defense played with much better effort today. They play with much more urgency. I think they're kind of playing force bags a little bit. They're kind of playing for themselves. Again, we're all tough on them. I know Colin Saunders has been there all week talking. And I mean, from their standpoint, it is tough. They do give 100%, or at least we feel like they do. And it's rough when things don't go your way. Like everybody, we talk, everybody talks. We just want to hold you to excellence. That's not being like negative. That's not being too hard on people. It's tough love. It's because we care. We want to see you do better. We know you can do better. And today you showed what you got. So now, if you regress from here going forward, people's coming after you a little harder because we've seen what you can do.
Man, I want to show Chris Jones some love. I think we skipped over him. He had a sack today. He was in the
looked good.
backfield a lot. 2 tackles for loss on some run plays. Chris Jones is just a madman out there. He's the best defensive player in the league, in my opinion,
I
hands
think
down.
Frank Clark had a few good plays today.
Frank Clark has looked really good. He's coming on when he needs to come on. So I'd love to see these guys just get it going. Sack Nation going right before the playoffs get started. L'Jarius Sneed, that's another one that we were talking about earlier,
Yeah.
got snubbed from the Pro Bowl. How can you be, statistically ranked the 3rd best cornerback in the league and you can't make the Pro Bowl?
It's name recognition.
It's crazy.
I just think L'Jarius Sneed and Nick Bolton don't get enough national media praise. That's kind of why I feel like you, not dogging Orlando Brown Jr., we've kind of stuck up for him. But let's be honest, after 6 or 7 weeks of the season, our sticking up for him he never really got on the right, got it rolling. But then he gets named to the playoffs. I don't know how you can call him a top 3 left tackle in the AFC. That's crazy to me. But name recognition, I don't know what goes into this. I don't want to take nothing away from him. He earned it. He's played tough. I just feel like something's weird if Orlando Brown, that's caused such a fuss in Chiefs Kingdom, has got to the Pro Bowl, but yet you're snubbing Nick Bolton, who may be statistically one of the top 2 or 3 best middle linebackers in football. It's
Right.
insane.
I don't disagree with Orlando Brown being a Pro Bowler. He got it. I mean, that's all there is to it. He's not as bad as Chiefs Kingdom's made him out to be. They've been mega hard on him because of the
Right.
negotiation talks. He's not been excellent either. So I'm not trying to say that, everybody's just being mean to him. But he is ranked 15th in all of offensive line in football. So I mean, that's not bad. That's nothing to scoff at. And I think that in the last few weeks, he's definitely on an upward trend.
Yeah.
We talked about this several times, man. Orlando Brown faced the best of the best of the best pass rushers starting the season out week after week after week. I mean, we were looking at Von Miller when he was healthy. The Bosa's, both of them,
Max
he had to play early.
Crosby.
Max Crosby, Chandler Jones. I mean, you name it. This dude was out there trying to block these guys, and sometimes they're going to win. It's just all there is
Right.
to it. That's why they are who they are. They're great players, and that's why, because they're going to win some snaps, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Hey, look, and in Chiefs Kingdom, we support our players. I honestly think if Trey Smith wouldn't have started the season so rocky because of his injury, Trey Smith deserved a Pro Bowl nod.
Yeah,
Maybe Wiley's the only guy on there that didn't deserve a Pro Bowl nod, but let's be honest, Wiley is a backup. He's paid like a backup, and he's done pretty good, man. He's got a team right now that is a playoff clinched AFC West champion, and this guy manned the right side. Yeah, we've been after him all year, but today he looked pretty decent. Let's just hope they continue to build on this. But putting a bow on this entire game, man, I thought the offense did enough to win. I thought the defense looked excellent, answered some questions, maybe silenced a little bit of haters. And I think we just move forward from here. Continue to get healthy. We didn't play Hardman a lot. He's going to get there. Clyde's going to come back. Blake Bell got out there today. He's in on the first snap. I don't know what his snap count was. We'll have to see. But yeah, just getting these guys back, getting them healthy, getting everything rolling, going into the playoffs. That's all we want to see. We got 2 games left, both rivals, Denver, and we got, Vegas, which come on. Like we need to go 2-0 and finish this out and get into the playoffs, man. Let's sprint there. Let's not hobble in.
right. And I think that they just did a really good job of building on what they did last week well and doing it better this week. They've been kind of trying to dig themselves out of a hole somewhat. I know they still won, 2 of the 3 last games they
Yeah.
played, not counting today's game, but they still didn't look that good coming off of that Bengals loss. It looked like it kind of like broke them down just a little bit because they did look good in the first half of the Broncos game, but then the second half, that could have just been classic Andy Reid letting the foot off the gas, not running the ball, that type of stuff. But the defense struggled in the second half of that game, and it wasn't a great showing against the Texans, enough to get the W. But I feel like this week they're getting, they're stepping back on the right track. And I feel like they're definitely going the right direction that we want them to go going into the playoffs. So I'm just really hoping that they can keep building on that next week when we're playing Denver, that we just do a little bit better than we did this week, get a little bit
Yeah.
healthier and do a little bit more. And I want to see that defense put up another good game and really show, Russell ain't going to cook. Okay. That's just
Right.
Philly.
Yeah. Broncos country,
Let's ride.
let's die. That's what's up with them. But yeah, man, let's give a quick player of the game. And then we'll be back again at some point. We'll probably do a more in-depth video maybe on Monday or something. We probably won't. I don't know when this is going to release, either tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, it's Christmas, so who knows? But yeah, who's your player of the game today?
Man, I have to go with the obvious. I'm going to go with Patrick. I feel like he's just been solid. He's been that guy all season. He is hands down the MVP in this league. If he doesn't get the MVP, something's bad wrong with that voting system because he's put this team on their back quite a bit this year, and he looked good again today, man. Like he's doing it everywhere he needs to do it. If he has to run the ball to score, he's going to run the ball to score. He's doing what he has to do, and you just can't overlook what he does because of, Mahomes fatigue. Like what he does week in and week out. If it was someone else doing it, it would be national news.
Right.
But he does it week in and week out. And sometimes when he shows that he's slightly human, everybody gets down on him. And it's just wrong, in my opinion. I feel like he had another good showing today. He's just been very consistent, very solid. And I'm going to give it to Mahomes. I'll give a defensive one as well. And I'm going to go ahead and give it to Nick Bolton just for being solid. He does leave a little to be desired in his coverage. Kind of going to lose those almost every time. But Nick Bolton is the quintessential middle linebacker, man.
Hey, we knew drafting Nick Bolton. He wasn't a speed demon.
Right. No, but I mean, Nick Bolton is always in position.
Yeah.
Nick Bolton makes that tackle. Nick Bolton gets his team where they need to be. He puts the guys in the right places. He commands everybody on the field on that defense, and he's just excellent. And I don't think you can say enough about that. And him getting subbed for the Pro Bowl with BS, so I'm going to give him this game bowl today.
I love Nick Bolton. He's one of my favorite Chiefs, hands down.
Yeah.
I love his attitude. I like his backstory. He's a good kid. Like to me, Nick Bolton has been a great pick. He's maybe the best Veach pick in my eyes. I mean, come on, you can split hairs over that. But I'm going to go ahead and give offensive MVP. I'm going to go ahead and stick with you. I'm going to give it to Mahomes for everything you said. Nobody else. Kelsey, if Kelsey would have gotten the end zone, I may have gave it to him. And that's not a knock on Kelsey either.
He had a great game.
But yes, Mahomes. And then defensive MVP, I also agree, Nick Bolton. But I do want to say, I said Trent McDuffie would be a dark horse MVP this week. And I don't want to crown him just yet. I want to look at the stats and in depth because we don't know how many catches he actually give up or for the yardage. But when you look at him, he was getting in the backfield. He pressured the QB today. He basically caused Thornhill's sack, or his interception rather, just because he was there locking him down. Trent McDuffie, man, he's a dog, and I love him. And I'm going to say Trent McDuffie for now, but I'm going to give Nick Bolton 1A, McDuffie 1B. If it comes to find out that I rewatch this game, Steve, and McDuffie gives up 0 catches today, McDuffie for the MVP.
Right.
Today.
So this is just off the initial watch. We're going to go back and rewatch the game, of course, dig into the PFF stats and all that good stuff and really see kind of how this thing went. But like Mike said, we'll be back with a more in-depth video on that. But if you guys didn't get to catch our holiday videos, we made a couple. We did a Christmas song draft and a Christmas movie draft where we drafted our favorites. And you guys get to pick which list you like best. So make sure you get back. I'll tag these videos up so that you can click on them and watch them. It is Christmas Eve now. It will be Christmas tomorrow. We're going to try to get this video out tonight. So make sure you watch them, man. Just enjoy yourself. Enjoy your time with your family. Relax, man. The Chiefs had a big win today. Nothing to be
stress-free victory on Christmas Eve. That's all we wanted.
Right. So you know what? Kick your feet up. Watch our videos about some Christmas songs, some Christmas movies. It was good stuff. It was fun. I like doing the little videos that are more personable and not necessarily about what headline can grab a Chiefs fan to watch our video today. You know, some people are just head on. That's every day. But you know what? We're taking our foot off the gas a little bit. We're just going to do something a little more fun, relax, enjoy the time with our family and the holidays. So that's what we're getting ready to go do. We're going to go open some gifts and have some fun. We're going to get the kids together and let them have a good time because that's what it's all about. And we hope you guys have good holidays. Be safe. We appreciate you guys tremendously. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and we'll be back tomorrow with more good Chiefs content. Peace.
Smash the like. Merry Christmas.
Aside from my soul.